Welcome to Muscle in the Morning, brought to you by Iron Mag Labs. Make your mark. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Thursday, September 8th, 2016. Let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. As the old saying goes, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. And what you are looking at, folks, is no lie. That is, in fact, real true-to-life photos of a 290-pound and shredded Dallas McCarver, less than 2 weeks out from hitting the Olympia stage. In his lone contest this season, McCarver came in and was flat-out dominant, blowing away the field in an otherwise very competitive Chicago Pro lineup. During last year's rookie campaign, we saw a very still raw-looking version of McCarver manage to take home a very respectable 13th place at his Olympia debut. But I have a feeling 2016 is going to be an entirely different story. Given the absurd amount of muscle McCarver's packing on and the inside-out conditioning he'll be bringing in this time around, there's a legitimate chance that we see the 20-something phenom climb all the way up into the top 8. And you know what the scary thing is? This kid is only just getting started. This is the time in contest prep that separates the haves from the have-nots. Either you have what it takes to dig deep down and pull out the courage and the heart and the determination that it takes to make that final push, or you don't. And I don't think there's anyone out there questioning the sort of heart that David Henry has right now. Just days away from putting it all on the line again, the former 202 champ is still grinding away like it's nobody's business, digging down deep to carve in those last few precious details. For nearly a decade, Henry has been at it, or near the top of the heap in the 212 division, and I don't have any doubt that the 2016 Olympia will only bring more of that same success. With a truly historic title up for grabs, right now, the race to be crowned the first Classic Physique Olympia champ is as tight as it's ever been, heading down the back stretch. And with all the major horses fighting for a position and trying to get a nose up on the next man, it's easy to forget about some of the thoroughbreds who haven't drawn as much attention over the course of the season. Not the least of which is Robert Timms. This year's NPC Junior National Champ is having as good a season as anyone right now, with 3 first-place finishes, 1 pro card earned, and 1 very emphatic win back at the IFBB San Antonio Pro. Timms has very quietly been setting up to make a major splash in the Olympia pool. Given the overall shape, structure, and symmetry that he's capable of bringing in, if he can find a way to slip into that first call-out, things can get pretty interesting once the comparisons start. And don't be too surprised if you end up seeing Timms fight his way up into a top 5 finish. If you haven't been paying attention to what's been going on in the men's physique division so far this year, then that means that you've probably missed the rise of second-year pro Chase Savoie. The former NPC national champ has really come into his own this season, locking up his first career win at the IFBB Puerto Rico Pro, and then following it up with another smashing third-place performance at the IFBB New York Pro. A few weeks later, we haven't seen Savoie since he last hit the stage back at the Toronto Pro, but after dropping some new progress photos earlier in the week, I think it's safe to say that he's going to be bringing his A-game with him to Las Vegas, Nevada. During last year's rookie campaign, Savoie ended up taking 14th place in a lineup that was completely stacked from top to bottom. But given the sort of improvements that we've seen him make in the last 12 months, this time around, he looks like a top 10 guy to me. Assuming he hits his peak, Savoie is bringing more than enough from a conditioning standpoint. But whether or not he has the firepower and the muscle to hang with some of the bigger athletes in the division still remains to be seen. Apparently, Tony Searle isn't just happy with being shredded. He must like his conditioning to be a little extra crispy. Over the last few years, we've seen the Canadian phenom come agonizingly close a handful of times to finally locking up his IFBB Pro card. But for one reason or another, he just hasn't quite been able to hammer in the nail to actually seal the deal. This week, some new photos surfaced of a very impressive looking Searle, who doesn't look to be far off of that best conditioning he brought in earlier this season at the Arnold Classic. When he's at 100%, Searle has the potential to be lethal in the lineup, and one of these days he's finally going to put it all together, and when he does, he'll rise up to the level of top-tier pro. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning, brought to you by Iron Mag Labs. Make your mark. Check out ironmaglabs.com today. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.